Welcome in to Sweaty Time Pro Wrestling, the only podcast on the Marshland Media Empire conglomeration experience, breaking on down episode by episode, beat by beat, and sweat by sweat. Lucha Underground, and you are hearing the sound of one of your hosts, it's Sean. Hi. Alongside me is your other host, it's James. James, say hi or hello or whatever, say something.
Hi or hello or whatever. Say something.
Perfect. 0 notes. Amazing.
I hope I got that all right.
If you didn't, I will destroy you.
Okay.
I've become very litigious since our last episode.
Would you destroy me physically, emotionally, or monetarily?
And now here's the thing. I'm an American. I'm ambitious. I don't see why I would have to choose.
Oh.
I would invite you to America 250, the picnic concert UFC event.
Okay.
I would destroy you in the octagon.
All right.
Just straight up Ronda Rousey, Gina Carano style, kadoosh.
That's the card they have is this man who works out 6 days a week, but it doesn't really show. And then this man who is a theater guy.
Yeah, this fully grown man who still has a sweet tooth, and it's low-key embarrassing.
Ooh, no, sweet tooth is okay. You have the man, the myth, the legend, Samoa motherfucking Joe?
Fucking Joe? Yeah. He's hanging out in my basement. He's chill. He's fun.
You have a nice basement, too.
Hey, I know. That's why Samoa Joe came over.
Uh-huh.
He said, I said, hey, Joe, you want to take out my basement? He said, I don't know. It better be nice. And you know what? I got Samoa Joe in my motherfucking basement, baby.
You're not keeping him there. He refuses to leave.
Yeah, no, it's a real problem. I need somebody. Katsuyori Shibata, I need you to come pick your boy up. Joe won't leave me the fuck alone.
Damn.
No, I do feel this might be, growing up in a colonial patriarchy, as we all do.
Yeah.
And I'm just kind of it feels less than masculine to have a sweet tooth. You know what I mean? Which, it doesn't concern me. As a he, they, non-binary person, good. Fuck that shit. Let me eat my delicious sweets and enjoy myself and not try and fit the mold of some fucking clavicular-ass, Joe Rogan-ass, gross bastard wants me to fit. Let me enjoy my oatmeal cream pies without feeling weird about it.
I'll say this, Sean. The greatest generation, our grandparents from the greatest generation, or the silent generation, whichever one is...
Silent generation? The one that fought the Nazis are the greatest generation.
Okay, so then this...
Because it's great to fight Nazis.
Yes, the greatest generation, all of those fuckers... After dinner, they're going to sit down, they're going to drink a cup of coffee and have a scoop or two of ice cream. That's what my grandparents did all the time. They loved eating ice cream, and they provided me with that ice cream too, you better believe it. So I think if my grandfather, who is chugging beer, spit and dip spit, did punch a cop once, if he can eat ice cream, yeah, it was the night before his wedding. We don't have time.
Wait, what?
I'm surprised. This is how you know.
Yeah.
Red flags didn't exist back then, I guess. So, yes, he was a good man. However, he had a problem with the drink.
Hey, inside of all of us are two wolves. One wolf gives you ice cream. The other wolf punches a cop the day before his wedding.
And then guess what? If he could have went home instead of being arrested immediately, I bet he would have nursed that hangover with a nice scoop of ice cream.
God damn. You know what? What have we lost? Everything we've gained with the internet, with Pokemon Go, with the Nintendo e-reader, all of this exciting technology. That's what we've gained, but what have we lost? Coffee with a scoop of ice cream and punching cops and having a drinking problem, but, it's cool because if the line for functioning was so much lower on the ground back then. I feel like everyone had a drink. If I learned anything from Mad Men, which is a documentary, it's that everyone had a drinking problem in the past.
Yeah. If I learned anything from reading that Joe Barbera autobiography about animation in the 40s, 50s, 60s, and 70s, everyone was drunk.
Jesus Christ. And if I learned anything from watching season 4, episode 18 of Lucha Underground, it's to be afraid of spiders and skeletons.
Oh, shoot.
I was going to do this for way too long, but I actually want to talk about this episode. It was very good.
It's fantastic, and I don't know if you have listened to every episode of a little show called Magical Meatball Girls, Sean, but...
Oh, what is that? Is that a TV show?
No, that's not Sean. That's Nicole and I getting high watching Sailor Moon. And
not Sean yet. Nicole, I'm coming for that spot.
Oh, shoot. She might be upset about that. So
yeah, she should be. She should be. I'm trying to start fights within the Marshland Empire, baby. I'm a shit stirrer.
Oh no.
Give me a spoon.
So
I would never.
On that, when Jupiter showed up for the first time, we read reviews, and one of the reviews was, "Oh, I'm glad I finally get to see Jupiter. I like her. She is big as a girl." And big as a girl. Now Nicole and I say that all the time. If it's like someone says like, "Wow, that's a big dog," we'll say big as a dog.
Big as a girl. Oh shit.
Yeah. So when I was watching this and the final match happens, I go, big as a girl. Because boy, oh boy, Reclusa, big as a girl, and I loved it. And Sean, ladies love to beat the shit out of Pentagon. Well, Pentagon does the same thing to them. Because I think some of the greatest matches in this are ladies just strong style beating the shit out of him as he beats the shit out of them.
I mean, I think it was season 3 that was the triad. So that was Io Sky, Kairi Sane. That was a crazy fucking match. I think Io's the one that jumped off of the fucking office to the floor. The only spot crazier than the Angelico dive in season 1, I would say, is that Io Sky dive.
Yeah.
It's bonkers.
And there is that Aerostar dive from the rafters.
That's true. Aerostar also has a beautiful dive. I love that take on Penta's character. It's like, yeah, Penta loves getting his ass kicked by women, and women love getting their ass kicked by Penta. It's a beautiful symbiotic relationship. And Reclusa, which we've mentioned in previous episodes, but if this is your first episode, welcome in. It's only getting dumber from here, is portrayed by Chelsea Green, who now you kind of see why, as soon as I saw her pop up as Marty's second, I'm like, oh, Chelsea Green is here.
Hell yeah.
She's phenomenal. And she gets her ass kicked and hands it right back. It's so good.
And she just, well, I guess we should save this, but what I really like about her is whatever she is doing, it feels like, oh, this is a real person who is doing this, opposed to someone playing a character.
Yeah. I'll say this about Chelsea Green, not just Reclusa, because absolutely Reclusa, but one of the things I love so much about Chelsea Green, right? And she's kind of fallen into a silly little guy role, but silly little bad guy. Honestly, similar to season 2 Johnny Mundo.
Okay.
Like that kind of like, oh, you're just a bastard, but you're so silly, it's hard for me to hate you. And she's phenomenal. And she's also talked about this match, and I like... very candidly, very, very kindly. I love she goes like, hey man, not to blow up Penta's spot and kind of ruin his whole gimmick. It was like one of the easiest matches of my life. It was, he took such good care of me. Like it looks brutal. It looks mean, but like, yeah, and I don't know. I like hearing that. It's like watching a movie that gets like very like dramatic or very intense. And then you see the actor later talking about it, being like, oh no, that director was an absolute sweetheart.
Yeah.
He took care of me the entire time. I felt so safe the entire time. Which also might be one of the reasons I love Penta as much as I do. Is that like he's gonna give you like one of the gnarliest looking matches on the card, be like super violent, evil skeleton man. But like you know what's going on deep down in there? He's an oatmeal cream pie, baby. He's a sweetie. He's just a little sweetie. Oh my gosh.
Not just a sweetie, but you could just boil it down to he respects this sport so much, this theater so much, that he's like, no, we are going to give you the greatest, like the best thing you've ever seen live. the only way we can do that and continue doing that is by being safe, by making sure everyone knows what's going on in the deal of what's going on.
He sees the big picture.
Yeah.
Like big picture is exciting to get myself over and to do all these cool, exciting spots. But I want the entire company to succeed. I want everyone in this match to have further careers. Like, I'm not just looking at the immediate which is selfish. And I get it. Sometimes you don't mean to be selfish because you get very excited and you just want to do such a good job. But like, no, he seems to be the kind of person that can scale back, see the big picture, and just want sustainability, safety, and for this weird fucking thing called professional wrestling and lucha libre to continue and to thrive.
Now, is it kind of living in opposition, him breaking everyone's arms? Yes, like he is putting people out of a career for maybe 8 weeks, but but he has to. That's post-match shit.
That's post-match shit, exactly. And you know what? That's a sacrifice to the dark gods, the inframundo that gives him power. You know what that reads to me? He's a religious man. He's a child of God. And our God is an awesome God who reigns from heaven above. It's too early in this episode to sing. Our God's an awesome God.
I thought you were going to say too early in the day. I was going to say, like, yeah, maybe for you, but also, actually, you got to pray in the morning and before bed because you might not wake up.
Ooh, brother, you're preaching to the choir. You gotta pray when you get on the bus. You gotta pray when you're on the toilet. You gotta pray when you're looking at your cousin at the family gathering, and you're like, "Ooh, that's a nice dress." And you're like, "Wait, that's my cousin." And you're like, "Oh, but my cousin has a nice dress." And then you're fighting with the two wolves. That being, I have a drinking problem and I like sweets. The two wolves inside of us all. You gotta pray then.
And the sweets is, what's going on in that dress of hers? And the drinking problem's gonna help me get the confidence to ask out Sean's cousin.
Wait, what?
Yes.
No! I've fallen for your trap.
What I was gonna say if we kept riffing on when we should pray, I was gonna be like, you gotta pray when you put the gun in your mouth.
Yes. That's a big one. You gotta pray when you take the gun out of your mouth because you're too much of a coward. You gotta pray when you point the gun at the dog because the dog is looking at you like, you fucking coward, and how dare you judge me, dog. And then when you pray when you put the gun back in your mouth because you just pointed a gun at your dog. What the fuck is wrong with you, man? The fuck is wrong with you?
Then you gotta pray after you put down the gun, and then you turn around and you're like, oh wait, I should probably put that back. And then you turn around and, oh my God, Rufus the dog, he's got the gun in his mouth.
No. And he has paws, no thumbs, so you don't think he can aim it at you, but he doesn't know what the fuck he's doing. So that's a crapshoot, baby.
Well, he's aiming it into his own throat, you know?
Yeah, but again, he has no thumbs. That shit could miss and aim your throat. If you give your dog a gun, that's Russian roulette, baby.
And no, because dogs can really chomp down on something. So if there's any recoil, well, at least, he seized
James,
up on the gun.
I got a new character. Tell me if this is anything.
Okay.
We are not beating the dumbest shit in the podcast history allegations. If you give your dog a gun, you might be playing Russian roulette with your dog.
If you give your dog a gun, you better teach him how to turn the safety off and give him an NRA membership so he can actually use a gun safely, okay? If you give your dog a gun, you might be a true patriot. Oh my God! Imagine this.
You are I'm there. Whatever you say next, I am there.
We start deputizing dogs and we teach them how to stand on their hind legs, cool like. We give them a little like gun holster that they can, take out with their paws. Like maybe we get a magnetic strip to put on their paw and they can spin it around. Okay. Kadoosh, kadoosh.
I like how to be deputized, the dogs do have to stand on their hind legs.
Oh, yeah.
Like, if there's one thing about the cop test that we do believe in, is that you got to be able to stand on your own two legs. I'm sorry, Joe Swanson from Family Guy. It's just not gonna. I'm walking a dangerous line on this one, actually. I'm pulling back.
He's not a dog. He's a human.
I know, but it is becoming it is becoming ableist of me to say you have to stand on your own two legs to be something.
Well, no, for a dog to be an actual deputy, not one of these canine unit bitches.
Okay.
Wow.
Yeah. Let him know.
Because
let him know.
Here's the thing. A dog who can stand is probably more likely to actually be able to write up the paperwork after he fires his gun. A dog on four legs is just going to be humping you afterwards because he loved firing a gun at someone.
Listen, as we all do, if you don't bust a nut after you pop a cap, what are you? Why do we even have a country anymore? You know what I mean?
That's why most canine units are wearing shorts, so we're not just always seeing the red rocket out.
Much to my chagrin, everybody signed my petition to get those doggos out of shorts and those red rockets into my eyes. Yeah.
If a canine unit humps my leg, can I sue the city for sexual assault?
Yeah, but it's a cop, so you won't get anything.
Oh, no, you'll still get something. It'll just be on the taxpayer's dollar because of their immunity thing.
Oh, yeah, but I don't know. This climate, this political climate, yeah, you'll get something all right. A visit from ICE.
Okay.
Oh, geez.
Here's what I do. I start going to, especially down in the Loop later in the evening around like 11 p.m. on the weekends. I go...
And real quick, hold
up?
on to that. I just want to remind everyone that this is a wrestling podcast.
It is. Okay, this is the last thing I say on this. I go there because I know there's a lot of canine units. But before I get off from the brown line and walk onto the platform, I have sprayed my leg. Or actually, I should do this not in front of cameras. I'll do, maybe I'll have like a quick release thing. I'll spray dog pheromones on my leg. Then the dog runs up and starts humping me Red Rocket style. And I'm like, get this dog off from me. And then I sue him, you know?
Amazing. That is you are playing a dangerous game there. You are laying a dangerous trap filled with bodies and, well, I guess tangled webs, the kind you would see with spiders and skeletons. That's right. Season 4, episode 18. You motherfuckers didn't think I had a transition. Shame on you. We have watched spiders and skeletons.
And guess
as
what?
We get back into
that canine unit is shooting web on me.
Spider dog, friendly neighborhood spider dog. The webs has come. Spider dog is problematic. Look out. That's a sexual harassment lawsuit.
Or watch out, why didn't they cut off his balls?
Oh man, I'm so glad I had my balls intact watching all of this episode. We talked about it up top. Specifically Chelsea Green, how excited we were to see her. Any other kind of general notes before we dive into the details?
Now remembering the wedding storyline and seeing how it is affecting the later season, the wedding was good for story. That's what I wrote down first note. Wedding was good for story. It wasn't just some typical it's a wrestling wedding, it has to go off the rails. No, it set up feuds, man.
Yeah, it's setting up Ultima Lucha. Because even when it went off the rails, I loved the wrestling wedding, the Johnny Taya wedding. When it happened, I was like, dope. And I'm so conditioned by bad wrestling television that I don't care if we see any of this again. I am glad that was as fun and as goofy and as shockingly sincere. Because again, Johnny and Taya actually are in love. They are actually giant dorks for professional wrestling. It was all a very goofy, sincere time. Like the best kind of B movies, right?
And oh man, I'm giving this wish to Aerostar because the only thing I would wish for is something you can give me. Will you marry me, Taya?
There are I'm so glad we didn't skip season 4 or heard a couple of bad things and came in bad faith style because there is so much good.
Yeah.
The things we've said before, I stand by it. It's a little bit cheaper than it needs to. A few less backstage segments. No backstage segments again this week.
Yeah.
But the stuff like the wedding, Arrow getting that wish to free Drago, that shit's been fire. So we have a bit of the recap. Again, Arrow should not have undone what Time had done and brought Phoenix back to life. Marty and Reclusa robbed Penta, which is why Penta is no longer a champion. And yes, we finally see people acknowledge Johnny marrying the woman of his dreams, Taya. but the scorned intern, Ricky Mundo, and his creepy doll unleashed the monster Matanza to crash the ceremony. And we cut to the desk. Thank you, L43, for playing us in. As Vampiro and Stryker, they hype up the double main event. I can't focus on this podcast while you are dabbing so aggressively into the camera.
Yeah, guess what? No one else could focus as well during this intro because the child behind Stryker and Vampiro dabbing. Back when dabbing was cool, though. So, yeah, it's good. He should be doing that.
No, it's a great time. This is 2018 or some odd. Yeah, great time to dab.
Yeah.
One of my favorite things about doing this podcast, I think I'm a big old wrestling nerd, and I think I'm actually a very good eye for detail, so I'm convinced, I caught everything. And then James could come in with the silly, there are so many things I thought I catch and I don't. And child dabbing behind Vampiro and Stryker was one of those things.
I got two others. In the crowd, there's a guy wearing a Hooters shirt. Love that. And it looked brand new. Brand new.
Wait, no! You can't come to...
I think Dowsenhausen's in here.
Danhausen?
Yeah, Dowsenhausen.
That's not his name.
Was he doing the makeup even back then?
That's a great question.
Because there was someone in the along, not the rafters, but kind of the catwalk area, but it's really just like a balcony around the temple, the ice shop. There was a man with face paint exactly like Dowsenhausen.
Okay, so I'm checking right now. Starts wrestling the independent circuit in 2013.
Okay, Dowsenhausen.
He's not on Ring. It's not his name. Shouts out to Danhausen. He doesn't get to Ring of Honor until 2019. I mean, was it Danhausen or was it like a fan dressed up in the Danhausen makeup?
It could be that, or it could have been a juggalo. We don't know.
Could always be a juggalo. That's my favorite answer for anything. It could always just be a juggalo. Oh my God! Somebody set fire to the old Tybee Bank. Was it the Skug Brothers? That notorious gang? Was it supervillain Stiltsman? Or was it just a juggalo? We don't know.
Oh,
we can talk about Stiltsman this episode.
I'm a ghost lady and I just had my Neddin eaten. Well, it could have been a juggalo. Of course it was a juggalo, ma'am.
If he's calling it a Neddin, yeah, that guy's a juggalo.
No, the lady ghost is saying that.
Oh, okay. She died before juggalos were a thing, so so it's a reverse Dan Aykroyd?
No, yes.
Instead of the ghost blowing her. That's why, you know what? That's why juggalos are so rad. We're not like Dan Aykroyd being like, I hope a ghost blows me. No, we are taking consent first and then action. We're going out there. We're making shit happen after consent is given, of course. We're not waiting for some ghost to blow us, Dan.
Well, I mean...
I fucking hate Dan Aykroyd.
How she framed this of like, my Neddin was just eaten. It could have been a juggalo. I don't know if she knew. I think it might have just happened. Maybe a guy was, licking the air or something, being a weirdo, and all of a sudden a ghost lady was hanging up there, and she's like, my Neddin.
It was either a harmless accident or consent was given because a real juggalo.
Oh yeah.
They get consent every goddamn time, brother.
And this gentleman gave me a Fago enema. Was it a juggalo? It could have been.
I don't know. He did ask me beforehand. I said, "Oh hell yes, brother." I was like, "That's a juggalo. That's a juggalo." Double main event. This is a wrestling podcast. Double main event with Ultima Lucha 4 implications tonight. First ever team up. Immediately stoked to hear this. First ever team up between Mil Muertes and Phoenix, tagging to take on the Mac and El Dragon Azteca Jr.
Man.
Yo.
The fact that they feuded for so long denied us this team up. This might have been the greatest team up I've ever seen in this show so far because their styles work so well together of just Mil knocks them down and then Phoenix jumps on them.
You are taking the words right out of my mouth, my brother in Christ. Also, I'm saying my brother too much. I think it started ironically, and I was just starting to slip into my vernacular. That's a heads up to anybody who listens to this podcast or meets me in real life. I'll cycle it out of my vernacular eventually, but right now, I'm saying my brother too much. I know.
Cycle it out with Neddin,
My Neddin in Christ.
Yes, there you go.
When I tell you, verbatim, I have the same, and And it's so interesting. That feud, Mill and Phoenix, I think was such like a marquee feud for early Lucha Underground. Like, someone wants to check out Lucha Underground, what's it about? Check out this casket match between Mill and Phoenix.
Yeah.
Check out some of these backstage segments between Mill, Phoenix, and Katrina. This crazy, dark, magic soap opera fantasy that's happening. In addition to some of the best wrestling you'll see on television in 2016 or whatever year at the time.
Oh, yeah.
And oh my gosh. But yeah, I love that feud. But it did rob us of like my new favorite. I won't even just say the Temple. This was one of my favorite tag teams, period.
It was great.
We'll dig into it more. But like, oh my God. So yeah, that tag match is going on.
Yeah.
Yeah. And we have Reclusa's in-ring debut. Reclusa will wrestle tonight. Again, Reclusa, played by Chelsea Green, as she takes on the man she helped rob of his Lucha Underground title, Pentagon Dark.
Petey Jr.
My boy, he is back, and I am excited. And after 6 weeks of intensive therapy and recovery, Taya, the bride broken by the monster, is back.
Oh, yeah.
And she is in the ring, and she's got shit to say. The first words out of her mouth. A reminder, Antonio Cueto is the current owner and boss of the temple. Antonio Cueto, you piece of shit. Get your old ass out here right now. Taya. Oh, to be away for 6 weeks and the first thing you say is Antonio Cueto, boss? Hey, CEO? The guy who signs my checks? You piece of shit, get your old ass out here right now. This is wrestling. Clap, 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 clap. This is wrestling.
And then
I was very excited.
pretty much she goes, yeah, man, I gotta take out your son because he murdered 2 of my friends for religion, I guess. Like, what the fuck, man?
Yeah, that. And more importantly, he ruined her wedding.
Oh, yeah.
Like, I love how she phrases like, yeah, your son, the God Monster Matanza, crashed my wedding, and yeah, straight up sacrifice to the gods, murdered. Who was it? It's Jack Evans. We lost, and I think it was Joey Mercury, because I think we still have. No,
I thought it was PJ Wolf and Mercury.
Well, we lost Jack Evans. Is Jack Evans just not her friend?
Oh, then I guess then it's PJ Wolf is fine then.
I think PJ is fine. But we lost Joey Mercury, who was at the wedding, of course, former tag team partner of Johnny Morrison, Johnny Nitro. And we lost, and she's like, it's just so fucking funny. Because it's like, you can go hat on a hat sometimes, or you can just like, this is camp. When you're just like, hey, fuck a hat on a hat. 2 things could be true at the same time. He ruined my wedding and also murdered my friends for religious purposes. Mm-hmm. Amazing. And she's like, yeah, Vera Loca is here. She is pissed. She is ready to fight. She demands a match with the God Monster Matanza, and she wants it to be a sacrifice to the gods. And Antonio's like, all right, bet. Matanza versus Taya. I love Matanza comes out. Taya immediately charges him into the corner. Like, no, like, fucking Taya is sweet. I feel like people sometimes forget how sweet Taya is. Taya's fucking sweet.
Well, during this, I'm like, she has to win. She is a main character. We can't have her get sacrificed. She's too focal to the story right now. So I was pretty confident she wasn't dying. I was hoping she'd win. What god does? What if all of a sudden she like 1, 2, 3? Matanza's done for, out of here, and she says, "All right, guys, Methodist God, where you at? I'm sacrificing him to you."
What if? Because I'm picturing it like in the end of the first Mortal Kombat game, where you beat Shang Tsung, and then all of the souls, all the other characters in the game, just kind of emerge from him. And I was picturing like that happens to Matanza when you beat Matanza, but instead of them all being free, then Taya's just like, all right, Methodist God. And then she just sucks them all back into her. No, none of you motherfuckers are going anywhere. You're being sacrificed to Methodist God. And I don't know anything about the Methodist faith to really dig into that any deeper.
Or maybe she holds up a box of wheat thins and is like, yeah, get into the body of Christ right now, and I'll disperse you amongst the temple.
Yeah. And that's how we find out Lucha Underground is now being sponsored by Wheat Thins.
Oh, I guess it would be Bagel Bites. They're like, hey, we'll scrape off or you want to know what? The body of Christ should be Bagel Bites.
Thank you. I was going to say, if you were going to say it, I would. The body of Christ should be Bagel Bites. Hey, Christians, whoa, nobody wants to be Christian anymore. How do we get people to shut the fuck up and listen? The body of Christ is now Bagel Bites. Yep. And how about a water slide for once in your goddamn miserable lives?
Oh, water slide into holy water? That's how you get baptized.
Yes. That's how you get baptized, motherfuckers. This isn't okay, obviously, this is no longer a wrestling podcast. It's not even a Batman podcast anymore. This is a religious podcast where we fix religions.
And guess
Methodists,
what?
Y'all are up first.
The blood of Christ, yeah, it's still in his body because it's blue. Blue raspberry lemonade Kool-Aid, okay?
Whoa! Oh, yeah! I love it. Love it. Just like I love this match. It's a quick affair, but it is Taya not. And it's Vera Loca, baby. Vera Loca's pissed. Vera Loca is Zero Miedo. She has no fear. Even when she takes her eyes off a moment, Matanza nails her with like a running shoulder. But it's not just like, oh, Matanza gets up once and then he's up for the rest of the match. No, Taya comes right back. Couple of boots. Taya flies off the second rope. Tornado DDT. However, Matanza catches her. Taya shifts her weight though. Just starts choking the motherfucker. Like there's no like, oh no, I'm so afraid of Matanza. No, this motherfucker ruined my wedding and ate two of my friends in the name of horrible Cthulhu monster gods. Fuck this nerd.
You thought your wife was a bridezilla. Just imagine if a monster with a god inside of them showed up and murdered two of your friends, I guess?
No, I think that might be the most justified bridezilla-ing ever. If like, I would listen, my imaginary wife who lives in Canada, you've never met her, if we get married and we get attacked by a god monster, and she doesn't fight back, she doesn't throw a tornado DDT off the second, she didn't love me enough. You know what I mean? She didn't love me enough. You know what I mean? And that's always an important question to ask yourself at every stage of the relationship. Every day when you wake up and you feel less than confident, ask yourself, does my partner love me enough? And then start a fight about something. Doesn't matter about what. It could be about anything. Just start that fight.
I mean,
I give good advice.
I don't think that's, as someone who's been in a relationship for almost 13 years, you can say, like, I do check in with Nicole to just say, like, hey, one, do you still love me? And two, is there I follow that up with, like, is there anything that I've been doing that you're like, hey, let's nip this in the butt right now, or nip this in the bud. Let's cut this out. And yeah, you want to know what? Sometimes Nicole has been like, hey, you've been doing this thing. And I'm like, oh yeah, I'll quit doing that.
Yeah, and that's...
So you're kind of right.
I'm kind of right. I'm kind of like taking it to a dangerous extreme, you know, which is why it's so important to like everything has context and avoid being totalitarian because like checking in and communicate. This is about to get real serious. Checking in and communication. Oh, I'm sorry. Were you going to make a dirty joke?
No, I was going to say unless you're like a politician, then totalitarianism is the way to go.
Oh yeah, baby. We're a fascist podcast now?
Yeah, always have been.
Oh, okay. Oh shit. I gotta listen to the old episodes, my bad.
I was making fun of those socialists, the insane clown posse.
Those damn you sound like Boss Hogg if the Dukes of Hazzard were the insane clown posse. Those dang socialist ICP.
Why isn't Mad TV still around, guys?
Damn it! Josh Myers, get at us. Ike Barinholtz, we got a sketch for you boys. No, but like, I only just to finish that thought, 100% true. Communication like that and constant check-ins. I saw a thread today and I just loved it. It's if you like constantly continue to learn about your partner, that's when you grow deeper. Your love only grows deeper the more you get to know each other. And the way you continue to learn about each other are those check-ins. Now, if you're relying on your partner, like, do you love me enough? Prove to me, you know, like, if you're pushing that extent, you need to prove to me that you love me enough. No, now you're setting up tests and you're not even giving the person a chance to be themselves. They have to be this, like everything, too much of a good thing can go sour. But yes, check in with your partners. Hey, talk to your partner about anything today. Don't start a fight, you know, just check in.
Nicole does do that. She'll say, "Oh, if you'd love me, you would put this gun in your mouth and pray to God."
You want her to hear that? You want her to hear what you just said about her?
Yeah, Nicole knows that I say dumb shit like this.
I know. It's just, that one for me was like, and that's why you two are such freaks and lovely, lovely couples. That's wild. That shit made me feel uncomfortable for a second. And I know Nicole will be like, you freak, I love you, you funny bastard. But I'm like, oh boy.
Well, because it's so outlandish that no one really, also we don't own a gun. It's not mostly speaking the Sentai lore where we canonically owned a gun.
No, yeah, it's a new series.
Yeah.
I love this episode, and I am so sorry I'm being so tangential today.
It's fine.
But yeah, Midnight Sun moonsault from Taya connects. She pins Matanza for 2. Matanza, however, hits a running boot, puts Taya on her back. He throws her off the ropes and loads up for that Wrath of the Gods, that finishing maneuver. That you know what happens after that, sacrifice time. However, Taya's husband and all-around groovy guy, Johnny Mundo, slides in and leap kicks Matanza's chin into his chest. It was almost like a Power Ranger kick, which leads to a DQ finish in 2 minutes and 37 seconds. But after the bell, fuck this monster nerd up, Johnny. Johnny takes it to Matanza, Moonlight Drive, Fin de Mundo. Johnny gets all his shit in against the god monster. He leaves the ring to pick up his bride. The music plays, and Matanza is up immediately to stare down his enemies. But you know what it is, Matanza. Slam Town!
Hey guys, catchphrase, rallying call, taunt, Slam Town.
Absolutely. And don't forget theme song.
Oh, yeah, because it's his catchphrase. He's like, welcome to Slam Town. But it's also a rallying call to his fans, to his fellow worldwide underground Slam Town. And here, It's a taunt. He just says, Slam Town.
Yes, it's rallying, catchphrase, taunt, theme song, a lovely suburb outside of Los Angeles to build a family. Slam Town is everything. It's so good. I'm so excited. And we get a bit of an Ultima Lucha 4. I was going to move on if that's...
I just have one note, which is...
yeah, please.
Stryker says that Taya kicked Matanza in the doubles, which is the testes.
Yes.
I'm going to start calling them that.
Do it.
I got to get my doubles removed, guys. Why are they there? Right. I don't need them.
I gotta move forward. I'm sorry. Good luck to your doubles. I'll miss them. Ultima Lucha 4, we get a bit of a breakdown for Quattro this year, including the new match just added to the card, Johnny versus Matanza, Sacrifice to the Gods. So one of these fuckers is dying. We have a death match on the card. We also have a Cero Miedo match on the card. And now we have a straight up Sacrifice to the Gods where, no, somebody dies. There's no pinfalls. There's no put into a casket and carried away. Somebody gets Shang-Tsung'd away, and I cannot wait for Johnny versus Matanza. That's gonna slap.
Also, if the White Rabbit tribe is going up against anyone at Ultima Lucha, that could also be someone's dying for a god.
I fucking love how much murder is in this company. Can I just say, before we get to the next match, Tornado Tag Team match, Mac and Dragon Azteca Jr. versus Mil Muertes and Phoenix. And once again, Mil Muertes and Phoenix, one of the coolest fucking tag teams that we've never seen until just now.
God, it's so good.
It's so good. Mac and Dragon start in the ring. Mil enters, and I love Vampiro's justification about Mil's violence and carnage. Vampiro says, why is it always a bad thing about, Mil's violence and carnage? Maybe that's his poetry, an outlet for his condition. Maybe this is his place, this is his home, and we're the ones invading it. Damn, Vamp, why do you have to get so deep on it? Okay, Vamp.
And then I believe Stryker responds with, do you need a cage for your small violin? Or he said case. I usually listen with headphones on, but I watched it out in the living room this time. I think he said a cage for your small violin, but it might have been case. I'm thinking he has like a cage that you hold a violin in.
I'm thinking you just have the Dominator on the brain. The small cage in which we put dogs into to slowly mentally torture them, but not physically, to correct bad behavior. Yeah, because I'm pretty sure he said case.
Hey, real quick. Dominator sales are gonna skyrocket, dude, because all these canines are humping my leg. Yeah, I get a payout, but also I'm like, well, you guys got to figure out a training method so they don't hump me. And then all of a sudden they're buying Dominators, and we make a small profit off from that.
And you know what we do after that? Once the dogs have been behaviorally corrected, then we start selling violins so they still have something to use that cage with.
Yes, dude.
That's called sustainable marketing. Phoenix enters the ring next, which is, we talked about before, a weird kind of reunion for, well, not just Mill and Phoenix, but also Mill and Katrina, because it is Katrina's dark influence causing Phoenix to have this evil turn. So, like, it's an interesting reunion that I don't know how much we're going to dig into. But if the bell rings, Phoenix and Mill just regard each other. Bitter enemies, now allies in an ever-evolving landscape. Before running over and punching their opponents in the head a bunch. This match is... this whole episode, I think this is like an 8.18 on Cage Match, which, if you know how shitty and like me wrestling fans are, 8 point anything is very high for Cage Match.
Like on Letterboxd, if it's above a 3, especially the kind of movies I watch, it's revered.
This is and this match is, I think this match especially, the Reclusa Penta match absolutely is crazy. Both of these matches are on this one episode. Yeah, because these, out of everything in season 4, these might be 2 of the most like find these matches because it's insane. Mill makes them oh god, there's so many spots to talk about. Mill sends Dragon to the ropes, who picks up speed and does a pop-up X Factor. Like, he jumps onto Mill's shoulders and then grabs his head and just kind of like puts it between his legs and shoves it into the mat. Between Dragon and Phoenix, a lot of flying. Mac flies too, but like, and then between Mac and Mill, just crazy power spots. Yeah. It's beautiful.
I wrote down, this is the definition of a tit for tat match, where one of them gets the upper hand only to lose that upper hand because the others got it, and it's just a constant, like, who is going to finally mess up?
Yeah. And the 4 of them are so strong individually as solo competitors. And it starts that way. It's, almost like a fatal 4-way where 2 people fall out of the ring and then 2 people mix it up in the ring. And then somebody gets taken out of the ring. The next person kind of slides in, and it's in the ring is 1v1 for a very long time until like the tandem offense starts. And that's when I'm like, oh god, Phoenix and Mill should be tagging right now. Like, I'm kind of bummed that I don't think they tag after this. Because I think Phoenix goes to TNA and then Mill goes back to either AAA or maybe to MLW. But I don't think they team again. And they complement each other so well. I think the first move is Mill catches Dragon in a powerbomb, and Phoenix comes back in, sees Dragon in that powerbomb position on Mill's shoulders, and somehow leaps from the mat to Dragon on his shoulders, kicks him in the back of the head, and then goes behind, drops, and offers his knees so that Mill can powerbomb Dragon onto Phoenix's knees. Oh, God. And when I tell you, that might be the most boring of their tandem offenses. Like, it only goes up from there. That's crazy to me.
I loved when people talk about walking the tightrope. Well, what about the top ropes? Because there's a back and forth of Phoenix. We've seen him like walk on the tightrope while he has someone's hand holding it, like to throw them around. But he does it where he jumps from the middle rope to the top rope to the middle rope to the top rope, then finally just swings Dag out of here, and it's great.
In my notes, I have it written, some people walk the tightrope. Phoenix straight up twerks on the tightrope. Like, the things he can do, and he'll continue that for the rest of his career, but I think this match, everyone felt like they had just a little extra fire, which is funny because the storyline is like, Mac is fighting Mill at Ultima Lucha, Phoenix is fighting Dragon. Like, there's really no reason for them to team other than this is an excuse for them to fight their Ultima Lucha Quattro opponents. Yeah. But they approach it with... It could have been very easily like, all right, cool, it's in the middle of the card. This is just a stepping point. We don't have to bring all this fire to this match. And none of them did that. They're all like, no, hold on. Let's steal the fucking show tonight. And god damn it, do they.
Yeah, it was great. One of the when you look at it, you just go, wow, that was amazing. Practically in a real fight, probably wouldn't really do anything, but
now hold on.
Hold on.
Okay, which one are you gonna do? I gotta. Yeah. I'm holding. Oh baby, I'm holding.
It's when one of them spits mist in the other's face. I know that doesn't happen, but I was just trying to think of what wrestling thing would be like just stupid in a fight.
Can I real quick on the mist? And I know we're running late. The mist has so much lore attached to it, though. Like mist is like when you spit mist in someone's eyes, that shit's magical. Like they're like the different colors mean different things, right?
I've played Yoshi's Island.
Okay, I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to suggest you have not played Yoshi's Island. I'm so sorry.
I know Drago eats a big old watermelon, and based on that watermelon, when he comes out and spits in someone's face, it might turn them into ice. It might turn them into fire, etc.
Etc. I'm sorry, I cut you off before you got to the. Did you have the spot you were?
I believe it was Mill who tosses Dag up in the sky, and you think like, oh, Dag's gonna get his shit wrecked, but then in the middle, Dag like rotates his entire body like 180, and then I think DDTs or just slams him down on the ground, and it was like a Super Smash Brothers aerial like maneuver. It ripped.
I think he uses that as a finisher because it is a very signature move. I heard on commentary they called it the DDTJ, and I don't know what the J stands for.
Junior.
But no, every time I see, what was it?
Junior.
No.
Like Dragon Azteca Junior.
Oh, maybe?
I keep calling him Dag for DAJ, I mean, and the J is for Junior.
You call him Dag for DAJ?
Yeah, Dag.
Do you think a J makes a G sound?
Sometimes it does.
Name one time a J has made a G sound.
Oh, my name, bitch, Games.
All right, you know what? Damn, I stand corrected.
Yeah. Actually, you do. Yeah, you stand corrected. You've been saying my name wrong for the last 8 years.
Stop gaslighting me. We're in the middle. We don't have the time for you to gaslight me this episode. Save it for an explanation required. That DDTJ, though, every time I see it, it truly takes my breath away. The amount of airtime he gets, the amount of he hangs in space. It's marvelous. I also want to shout out, Mill loads up Dragon on his shoulders, Doomsday device, which is the old, someone flies off the top rope, they clothesline the guy off the shoulders, and it's Phoenix going up to the top rope. So whatever this Doomsday device is going to be crazy. However, Dragon ducks off of Mill's shoulders and rolls him up like in a victory roll to avoid Phoenix, who's already launched himself off the top rope. So now he's flying, there's no one there anymore, except for the Mac, who is standing behind them, catches Phoenix midair with the stunner!
Oh yeah!
And then to top that off, it's just one of those moves, we just want to see 10 more of them afterwards. Mac just starts stunnering everything that moves. It's awesome.
Uh-huh.
That's such a, not just tandem, obviously the tandem offense between Mill and Phoenix, I want to see this tag team more. But also just all four of those guys, the timing required to nail that move is crazy. Just crazy. Mm-hmm. Again, like there's so many spots, I could go on for hours about this.
Oh, I believe I know why it's the DDTJ, because TJ is Tijuana, and that is where he's billed from. I was like, I'm pretty sure like that he's billed from there, and yes, that's why. At least I'm assuming that's why.
No, that's awesome. That's awesome. DDTJ, which always is exciting to see, that fucking Doomsday reversal spot, and I love this finish so much. By the time they're back in the ring, Mill and Phoenix have sort of just, Mill is overpowering Mac, and Phoenix is just faster than Dragon. Mm-hmm. Like that's kind of a bit of the story between them. Mac is faster than Mill, but he can't overpower him. Dragon is a little more technical than Phoenix, but he can't outfly him. He can't out-springboard the man who twerks on the ropes like that.
Oh, yeah.
So eventually they're both, all four in the ring. Mill and Phoenix take the advantage, and they just go for it. Stereo, Blackfire Driver, and Flatliner. Mill and Phoenix hit their finishers simultaneously and pin their opponents simultaneously for the win. This is a longer match, too. 9 minutes and 51 seconds.
And it's punctuated just beautifully with Vampiro as Striker's just like, oh my God, this is great. Vampiro just goes, Jesus.
Yeah. the raddest tag team. Vampiro says, Jesus. The raddest tag team I've ever seen continue to butt heads for a moment. They get in each other's face, but they back off as the fans chant, that was awesome.
Yeah, and it was.
Like, God damn. It was. And it looked cool at that moment of like, hey, man, do we still hate each other? And then they hear the fans chanting. They're like, okay, I guess we might actually have something here. We might need 2-on-2 tag champ titles because, God damn. Phoenix and Mill, they don't have this division in the company yet, and obviously they won't because this is our last season. Mm-hmm. But, 2-person tag titles, Phoenix and fucking Mill, yeah, I'd watch that shit.
Well, I mean, we know who would eventually get it. Our boy Jake Strong. He is two people, okay? All right?
I hate that you're slapping your chest while you do that.
Strong. Oh, one last thing on this match. We forgot to mention a cameraman goes down.
Yes, he does. He gets kicked in the fucking head by Phoenix.
Which we know was not planned because if it were, the angle would be on the camera.
I didn't think of that. Hold on, that might be a good point. Yeah, Matt gets out of the way of like a tiger fate kick, 619, if you will. And Phoenix just takes out a cameraman. I thought that was planned, but they don't have. You're right, they don't have a good angle on it.
Yeah, because they would have.
That might have just happened.
If this were planned, it would have been. That cameraman it's his camera, and then as the kick, you see him go down. But it must have just been the cameraman was really into it, was like, I need this shot. And then Phoenix was like, I think probably pulled it back a little bit because he's like, that cameraman is too into this.
I'm gonna kill this guy. Let me whoop. Beautiful. And speaking of beautiful.
Oh my God, Brenda.
I forgot there's 2 more matches on this card tonight. That's right. The beautiful Brenda and Famous B in-ring promo. Famous B is back. He reminds us that he was officiating the most wrestling wedding of all time. And he was there when the God Monster Matanza kicked everyone's ass, including his own. He saw his life flash before his eyes, and he knew he would never be vulnerable again. He rehabbed, he got back in fighting condition, and signed an exclusive contract with this man. Myself. Yeah, that's right. Famous B is coming out of retirement to fight once again. However, Ricky Mundo, the scorned intern, and his creepy doll, comes out and tells Famous B to shut up. Brenda says something we don't say anymore.
She says Ricky Ricardo.
She doesn't, but I wish she did. And it was I'll say, out of all the ways to use this R slur for people with mental disabilities, it's a very clever way to use it, but we still don't say it anymore.
Yeah.
It was a very clever rhyme, Brenda. Unfortunately, the cleverer choice would be to not use a slur.
Yeah, the cleverer choice would be to just spit on him and say, hey, you better pray to God while I shove this gun in your mouth.
Yeah, our God is an awesome God. I come when I put the gun in my mouth. Famous B versus Ricky Mundo is up next. Ricky puts the doll in the corner, and this match is just him beating the shit out of Famous B, still kind of in his suit. He's choking him by the tie. He's using closed fists. He's fish hooking his fingers.
Oh, yeah.
And, Ricky is dirty fighting. He's dirty fighting the returning B, who does land a Hope Inzaguri kick, but it's not enough. As Ricky answers, I think this is the first time he's used this move. I could be wrong, but it's like an inverted moonlit drive. That neckbreaker that Johnny uses to set up the fin de mundo.
Okay.
Except that Ricky kind of inverts it to just really drive the opponent's head face first into the mat.
Ooh.
It's less of a neckbreaker and more just like your head is going to the ground. And yeah, Ricky wins the match in 1:33. He crawls to the doll as Brenda enters the ring to check on Famous B. And Ricky takes the mic to call out those cowards, Johnny and Taya, for already leaving the building. Because he wanted to say this to their face, that it was he's the one who unleashed the Monster Matanza at their wedding. He says, for years you treated me like a nobody. Now I'm a somebody. And shouts out to the believers of the temple who all start chanting nobody at this guy's ass.
Also, dude, go to therapy. Just this is what you need. Get out of here. And I think right now we have too many little possessed dudes. They're all little freaks. They're all possessed. We technically have Jack London. We have, I think Paul London, and kind of Phoenix. We just had Drago.
Oh yeah,
and we have Krang. We got Snang now. We got him. And
Snang is interesting though because he chose to join that, I think, to an extent.
Yeah.
Like I don't think we got that scene, but I feel like I could see Cobra Moon descending into hell and being like, "Hey, you want to come back to life and serve me?" And Krang is such a he's such a fucking worm. You know what I mean? Like he's a scumbag, I think is the better word for it. He's like, "Hey, fuck whatever, man. If I can get myself a beer and get to kick some ass, I'll do some evil shit. I'm down with that." Like, you know, like, but no, I definitely agree with formerly Drago, certainly with Phoenix. Certainly, I mean, and I think Paul's in another interesting case because he's not possessed. He chose this. He sought out the rabbit.
I guess his brain has been polluted. He is brainwashed into he's drinking the Kool-Aid, but he is doing it on his own accord.
And if I may,
you may not. Oh. I'm kidding. What's up?
You son of a bitch. I think this is, and it's one of the, again, why it's such a shame this gets canceled early. By season 4, I want more people to be polluted because that's the difference between this wrestling company and another that presents it like a sport or like, you know, a grounded sort of competition. No, if you come to wrestle at the temple, you're in serious danger of being polluted by forces beyond the comprehension of the mortal mind. Because they're all being polluted by different avenues, but still tied to the ancient gods, right? One is being polluted by the rabbits. One is being polluted by the reptiles. One is being polluted by the dark magic that Katrina, it's coming from so many different sources. That's how deep this shit goes at the temple. Am I justifying them maybe making that choice one too many times? Maybe, but I do like it. And I like it at this stage of the story where, I mean, and Marty, we see how different Marty is from when he first entered. Like, the temple pollutes minds. The temple is not just some wrestling rink. It's a dark place. So I kind of like that we have this problem of too many polluted minds, you know?
Yeah. At that other company, you do get polluted, but, you know, by the riches that come from Dubai, you know?
Yeah. And the general grossness of a billionaire who does not take no for an answer. The culture pollutes you, yeah.
He's not a billionaire.
He is, dude. I'm sorry.
I don't think
it was a big storyline back in the 2000s.
Yeah, he wasn't a billionaire back then, and he's not now.
Are you telling me wrestling is not real?
Yes.
What?
The $1 million man or whatever his name was, he wasn't worth $1 million.
No, you son of a bitch. I'm not talking about Ted DiBiase.
I know, but now I'm saying another example, and guess what? I'm going to be honest with you. Mankind wasn't really a freakazoid.
Wow. I want to engage with you, but I need to finish up this... Because we need to finish up the last thing that Ricky does say.
I don't think Dude Love was actually a hippie.
Shut the fuck up. I'll kill you.
Go on. Ricky. Cactus Jack wasn't actually hardcore.
That's not even... I am coming over to your house. I'm going to Clockwork Orange your eyelids open, and we're just going to watch Cactus Jack, Terry Funk, Japan death matches all night until you admit that Cactus Jack is actually hardcore.
Okay, yeah, he's
hardcore. How
hardcore.
dare you?
He's hardcore, I swear.
He's hardcore, I swear. He's so hardcore. So yeah, Ricky, for the love of Johnny, which I kind of love, that's part of the pollution, is that he blames Ty. Tyre, you took Johnny away from me. If it wasn't for you, we'd be hanging out and friends and maybe kissing. Who knows? But Tyre, you took him from me. So at Ultima Lucha, I'm taking this fight to you. And I'm going to show you I mean business by locking Beautiful Brenda in a label lock. Beautiful Brenda, reminder, is not a wrestler. She is just a beautiful Brenda, and that's enough. So she's not prepared to take this terrifying lapel lock. But we have one more match tonight. And this is something, I mean, we've been hyping it for a while. Reclusa, a.k.a. Chelsea Green, versus Pentagon Dark.
Oh, yeah. And Reclusa has that hemotoxic venom, as Stryker says.
Yeah. I don't know what hemotoxic means, but I like it.
I'm getting toxic for the blood, probably.
Okay, I get that. You know what? Hell yeah. As somebody who watches a lot of vampire romance, where it's like not super toxic, but it's fucking hot. I get that.
Homotoxic is when all my gay friends roast me too hard and I cry.
Happy Pride, y'all. Chelsea Green is out first. My first note is literally Chelsea Green is in the temple, folks. Hell yeah. Reclusa comes out. We get that hemotoxic line. Penta enters, drunk on his own aura, as he should be. But of course, he leaves himself open. As he's saying that, Vampiro is like, I just hope that Penta really locks in and he doesn't pay attention too much to the crowd. He is not locking in. He is paying too much attention to the crowd. And Reclusa leaps from the top rope to the floor, flying crossbody, the bell rings. A lot of this match is a brawl. We spent a lot of time outside just kicking the shit out of each other.
Big as a girl.
Big as a girl. She throws Skeleton Daddy into the ring, only to throw him back out to gouge his eyes in front of the desk, soccer kick him in the skull. She throws him into the front row of chairs, and then Reclusa cannonballs into him. But Penta catches her, and power bombs her onto the ring apron. And this is my first note. One of my favorite things about Chelsea Green as a performer, and this is going back to what we were saying before about her just like being in character and truly staying in character. Anytime you cut to Reclusa or Chelsea Green's face, she tells the story of the match so fucking well. Her eyes after she eats that power bomb onto the apron of just, oh boy, oh no, Pentagon. Like, it's so fucking funny but not funny in a camp way of like, no, she's committed to this. I believe this is real. But she's a bit of, again, she's secretly a silly little guy. Like, we're not seeing too much of it right now with this, especially with Marty taking this dark turn. But Chelsea Green has beautiful over-the-top reactions, which plays so well to wrestling as a live performance.
I think what you are trying to convey is it's not funny because what she is doing. It's not only is she like, whoa, that hurt. She's like, oh yeah, that hurt. She clearly enjoys the pain and is glad that this is happening. And that's why she wanted this match with Pentagon. Pentagon can deal the pain, and that's what she wants.
Yeah, that's sort of that Marty the Moth school of wrestling is getting your ass kicked and just kicking your ass harder. And it's some freaky little guy energy. And I will say there is also a sincere level of camp, right? It's I love to bring her up, the witch from Troll 2.
Yeah.
Like, does the witch from Troll 2, maybe a classical Shakespearean or some Stanislavskian acting teacher say, oh, she's overacting. Yeah, but that's the material. Like, she's matching the tone of the material, which is over the top, which is as big as possible. And it makes it fun. Like, and to this day, I've said it on podcasts before, I'll say it again. If you don't like the witch's performance from Troll 2, hey, we can disagree. That's fine. Or I'm fighting you if you keep pressing the issue, because I think that's one of the best performances in a movie ever. So yes, she's a little freak and she's enjoying this pain. That's why she took this match, because she has nothing to gain from this match other than to create a roadblock for Penta. It's like Penta really doesn't have anything to gain other than revenge, which is very personal and sincere.
He has so much to gain from this match.
Well, he doesn't have anything to gain. Like, he has the match with Marty already, right?
Yeah.
So, like, he doesn't have if he wins this match, he doesn't have anything to gain except for revenge. Like, there's nothing on paper to gain. You know what I mean?
Well, I mean, if you were to be playing basketball with your dad and you finally win, there's monetarily, there's nothing like, there's no belt that you gain, or unless you're one of those families that whoever loses gets spanked with daddy's belt.
Yeah, that's a weird family. But yeah, and that's exactly my point. There's something personal and emotional to gain, but there's nothing physical or like something you can put your hands on to gain.
Oh, it's the throat of Reclusa, baby.
Yeah. Which fucking, he gets it. After the power bomb, he gets her into the ring, hushes the crowd for the chop, chops the shit out of her. And again, I just love that story when she's talking to Chris Van Vliet. Just like, yeah, hey man, not to ruin this guy's gimmick. That shit was nothing. But again, just like how good of a wrestler Penta is to taking care, and when he takes care of his opponents. That's beautiful. That's the magic of it all, if you ask me, you know?
What I really like about Reclusa's character, because it seems like this shouldn't be what a spider assassin, whatever the fuck she is, should be doing, but she does this move of starting the Cierro Miero thing, but instead she goes, Cierro, then just fuck you, middle finger to him.
That might be a little more Chelsea Green than Reclusa, but you know what? Good. I fucking love Chelsea Green. She's such a little shit, man. She's such a little shit, and I love that. And especially with like that now this darker Marty, but it's still Marty who is also a little shit.
Yeah.
Like it breaks my heart that these two don't get together until the very end because these two are so fun. I could watch an entire, not even a wrestling show. Give these two a sitcom and an apartment in San Francisco, and I'm tuning in every week. You get who'd be a fun neighbor to live next door? You know what? Lisa Kudrow. Lisa Kudrow is their neighbor next door.
Oh,
That's right.
I thought we wanted like another Lucha Underground person.
No, fuck it. This is just a sitcom I'm pitching with Marty the Moth Martinez and Chelsea Green.
I just really would have liked to see Drago like come out to get his paper, but he's like dressed in like pajamas, but also has the mask and like all his other gear on. He just puts pajamas over it. And he's like, hey guys. And then, he goes back inside.
Okay, so yes, you know what we do with that? Backdoor pilot it. Drago is the other neighbor on the other side.
Okay.
But we're using that as a backdoor pilot where Drago has to move to Alaska with his ex-wife, who is played by Leah Remini.
Okay.
And so it's Drago and Leah Remini in Alaska. They're studying penguins, and they're trying to figure out why they got divorced in the first place. This is good. Guys, give me a TV network. Give me the El Rey network. I'm bringing all this. I'm bringing it back, baby.
But if he is in this Reclusa Marty story, in their sitcom, in the opening, it would be him coming out to get the paper, and he waves to Reclusa, and maybe she's like, hey, how's the coffee? And he goes to drink it, and he goes, and then he mists out, and he's like, oh yeah, I need to get rid of my mist first. Then he drinks the coffee, but then spits it out, and he goes, oh, Leah Remini must have made this batch.
My ex-wife, sure hope I don't have to move to Alaska with her soon. I like the bit of him spitting it out. You think it's the coffee, and he's like, forgot to spit out my mist first. Then he sips the coffee and spits that out. And of course, the entire time he does have his big floppy tongue. Don't worry about it.
Oh yeah, but not his big floppy dong.
All right, now that's where I'm drawing the line because it's a sitcom. We can't have dongs on TV. What do you think we are, England?
Do you think Channel 4 would take this?
I'm moving on. I'm not bringing up if CBS is going to bring up dogs on TV.
Oh no! It's Channel 4,
Channel
BBC.
4 England.
Yeah.
Sorry, yeah. If we don't get the El Rey deal, we will pitch to Channel 4 and the BBC. But I got to move on because I love a little bit of storytelling. And again, they're sometimes it can be a little overhanded, but I think it's useful in a match that is this outside brawly, and some weapons get thrown in. Like Penta at one point grabs a painting and smashes it into Reclusa's face. And Stryker says like, hey, with Ultima Lucha 4 just around the corner, and this being such a personal fight, the referees have been told to exercise relaxed rules. Because Marty is he's not counting weapon shots. He's not even counting while they're outside. And I love Vampiro's like, is Marty relaxed? Or is he afraid Penta is going to super kick him in the mush? And you called me out when I first started saying mush as a phrase for head. And I feel very validated by Vampiro.
Oh, I thought Vampiro started saying it first.
I think I said it in a note and you're like, mush.
Okay.
And I have to be like, yeah. But yes, Penta does throw Reclusa back into the ring, continues to, at early stages of the match, so he's still chopping out her legs with these low kicks, which I don't know how those don't hurt like the fucking Dickens. I bet if we had Chelsea Green, she'd be like, no, the chops were fine. The leg kicks suck. But like, so good. Eventually Reclusa catches Penta in the head scissors, dumps Penta to the outside, drop kicks him through the ropes when he tries to get in, and then from the top rope to the floor, another head scissors. Crazy flying spot. One of those like, oh god, if these two weren't professionals, this would be terrifying. But it just looks gorgeous as then Reclusa runs back into the ring, only to Suicida dive out and hit another DDT. This spider has wings.
Oh, gross.
Shit's getting hot. Reclusa brings Penta back in, cover for 2. Penta ducks the line, hits a sling blade, super kicks, cover for 2. We're trying, as much as this was personal and they both wanted this fight, especially Penta, who has to fight Marty at Ultima Lucha. Like he still has to fight for his title. He can't risk getting injured. He's got to start looking for the end here. He's got to start looking some way to put Reclusa away, which is going to be easier said than done. Vampiro Vamp chastises Penta for playing with his food. As Reclusa takes over again with another massive tornado DDT. She mocks Penta's Zero Miedo, runs into a maid in Japan, but Reclusa kicks out at 2. Like, Penta's got 2 major moves. The first one is the maid in Japan, that sort of Penta driver. Mm-hmm. And she kicks out. All right, that's fine. He's got another move. Penta loads her up for that packaged pile driver, but Reclusa slips out. Pump kick, climbs to the top rope. However, Penta cuts her off, kicks her to the apron, and now it's that package pile driver onto the apron. Bladoosh. She tumbles to the floor, which means Penta now has to gather her and dump her back into the ring. Cover 2. Reclusa kicks out at 2 again. Like, even though she left the ring, that's the package pile driver. Those are Penta's moves, brother. That's gotta start being worrying.
And even Stryker just literally goes, "You gotta be kidding me."
It's scary, especially now Marty's seeing somebody kick out of these moves. Like, it's setting a dangerous precedent. Like, so much, I think it's, we all justify kayfabe in our brains our own way. I like the idea that like 90% of the fight happens mentally before you step in the ring. And yeah, your opponent's like valet, essentially, kicking out of both of your finishers has got to set some dangerous like mental traps for yourself. Reclusa then takes him to Dick Kick City, which just sucks for everyone. Nobody wants to get kicked in the dick.
I mean, some people do.
Or the doubles.
Oh, yeah, that too.
Not the doubles. Canadian Destroyer covers. Penta now has to kick out at 2. Reclusa mocks Penta as the believers chant, "This is Lucha." And Penta capitalizes on Reclusa, again, being a little shit and not taking advantage when she had it. Big old lung blower, Zero Miedo, as Penta loads up another package pile driver. This time he backs himself into the ropes so he can get a running jump into it. Middle of the ring, 1, 2, 3, Penta pins Reclusa. Another longer match, 9 minutes and 43 seconds.
But it's not over.
God, no. Penta takes, because, hey, Penta's got something. It's called the sacrifice. And he's a religious man, so he's got to do it. And I love Vampiro. Yeah, he gathers Reclusa's arm. He's going to hit that sacrifice. Vampiro remarks, "He doesn't have to do this." Well, no, yeah, he does. Yeah, at this point, we know our guy. But Penta doesn't have to do this. He puts her arm down. He leaves the ring and pulls out a bag. And Vampiro goes, "Wait, I know that bag. Wait, that's my bag." It's that bag of thumbtacks.
Oh, no.
He spreads it all into the ring, and Zero Miedo, he picks up for another package pile driver. But the Lucha Underground champion, Marty the Moth Martinez, makes the save with a barbed wire baseball bat. And this fucking little freak, he starts cutting his own hand on the barbed wire and smearing the blood on his face just to show, hey, this shit's real. Watch what I'm about to do. And he drives the barbed wire all into the face of Penta.
But guess what? Not only did Pentagon have a weapon planted, so did these 2 little freaks of Marty and Reclusa.
These freaks. Reclusa rolls out to procure a can of gasoline.
Yep, that's her weapon.
Which you know is gasoline because it says gasoline right on the side there. She pours it all over Penta as Marty pulls out a lighter. Another shot with the bat before Marty sets the lighter and blows it out just before the show goes off the air.
Yeah.
And it's one of those, like, would it be cooler if he set him on fire? Yeah. But again, we all make our own kayfabe here. I do like that this idea that Marty doesn't want to set Penta on fire yet. He wants Penta at Ultima Lucha. He wants to beat Penta fair and square in his own match, in the Zero Miedo match. So he doesn't want to set him on fire yet, but he wants him to know the debauchery that's waiting for him if he makes it to Ultima Lucha Quattro.
Oh, yeah.
This fucking episode, baby. God damn. That's my last note, is just god damn.
Well, hey, maybe if you wanted to see Sean and say, God damn, that boy can act, where can they go, Sean?
ShakespeareBloodoath.com. We have just finished our run of the theater shows. And you're like, oh, wait, where am I going to see you then? Don't worry, you lucky motherfuckers, because in about 2 weeks from now, we're going to go be in the parks. Our first park show is the 16th, June the 16th. That's a Tuesday. It's going to be the middle of the afternoon. You're out of school. You're hanging out. Get a nice little wine cooler. Come out to the park and check out Henry VIII. It's going to be at ShakespeareBloodoath.com. The park shows are free. We would love to see you out there.
I love that you said, you're out of school, get yourself a drink.
Cut that part. Hey, James, what do you got going on?
Hey guys, head over to patreon.com/MLM pod, where for $5 a month you get exclusive content every single Friday. I realized Jose has never been on a Citizens of Townsville Z, so it should be
what?
Jose on Citizens of Townsville Z. He'll probably be high.
Yeah.
I'll be sober. So go
Hell
check
yeah.
that out. And $10 patrons get all of that plus monthly bonus exclusive content in the form of straight to Patreon.
Ooh.
I think Nicole and I for the summer are doing our shark flick summer, where we watch just shark movies. We did a watch along of this one called Shark Attack 3D from 2011. Thought it was going to be real bad, but it ended up, the twist at the end was fantastic. We loved it.
Hell yeah.
And $10 patrons get shout-outs on every single free feed podcast. Let's begin with those, starting with Steve F., Alex Z., The Waz, Orion, my Bickle brother in common law, Joshua, Jake is Steve Barnes, a sweet child of time, my mother, Lil Core's BFF, and now former roommate Shane, from twitch.tv/Core Winning, it's Corwin, from the ROM Complex, as well as Formulaic, a podcast and script writing, it's twitch.tv/R2 Shelby2, and from Speed Radio, a podcast and all things Sonic the Hedgehog, it's Tay, a.k.a. Zinny D, and I've been James.
And I've been Sean, and this has been Sweaty Time, Pro Wrestling, Purple Prancer Forever, be like Bob.
Bye-bye. Oh, hey,